Hi everyone, it's Fred again from Notes of a Nomad, video number 225. Whoa, I had such a busy weekend. Had two celebrations of life to go to, one for Bob and one for Heather. What's a celebration of life? Well, it's where we get together and we share stories and thoughts and experiences that we've had with the people who've now passed away. And it really makes you think when you listen to some of the stories. Bob, for example, lived to almost 86, and he had more than 9 lives. He survived car crashes. In one case, he was the only one who survived the car crash out of the four people that were in that car. Had many more car crashes, helicopter crash, airplane crash on a frozen lake. He worked in the power company up on the power lines and had many incidents. He had more than 9 lives. And also Heather. Heather was a phenomenal person. Once you get to know her, you'll never forget her. She was the single mom of two wonderful boys who I met at the celebration of life, and they all miss her terribly. And all of us shared the stories about how quirky was. She had a fantastic sense of humor, and she was a leader. She helped other people. She was very, very empathetic with others. She lived to the age of 75. So after having gone through these two celebrations of life, it makes you think, oh, what do we learn from this? Well, obviously, life is fragile and it's impermanent, so we should cherish every moment we have. And also, looking at their values and their priorities. I mean, Bob became a safety officer, and people remember him for being extremely serious about it. And that's important. Having lived on the gold mines and seeing the accidents that happen, safety should be paramount. We shouldn't take risks. Those sort of values and priorities. The values of Heather. She was extremely helpful. Most generous person I've ever met. Resilience and strength. Obviously, Bob was very resilient, with all what he survived. Some wonderful stories. And of course, Heather, she did not have an easy life, and yet she was always full of ideas and laughter and doing funny things. And there's stories that you heard about Heather were brought back so many memories of what I remember having met her. And of course, regrets and unfulfilled dreams, you should pursue your passions. For example, Bob had a tugboat in his backyard that I saw once when I happened to visit his house. And the tugboat he was going to fix it up. It was there for approximately 20 years. He had bought this small tugboat and he had dreamt of going up the coast, fixing it up and going up the west coast of Canada. Still in the backyard, I believe. So you should pursue our passions, try and do our best, but we can't always do it. And humanity and empathy, well, in both cases, but particularly Heather, never met anyone who was so generous and so helpful and would take the shirt off her back. And many other incidents, she was just the unbelievable type of person to do that. And then gratitude and reflection. Well, you know, we should be very pleased with the time we have left and do our best and be grateful for what we have. And last but not least, I find it very motivating. You know, it can motivate us to grow and, both personally and for self-improvement and make maybe meaningful changes. Say, wow, what would Heather do in this case? What would Bob do in this case? So those are some of the things that come to mind after these two celebrations of lives for Bob and Heather. So with that, I'll say adios, au revoir, wishing you, your family, and friends lots of love and laughter during this short time we have on this earth. Wishing you all the best until we meet again. Bye for now from Fred and Notes of a Nomad.